Sometimes I feel like you gotta be in a realistic stance, and the truth can hurt a lot of people, right? It takes some time to actually settle down to the terms and the conditions that are being presented, digesting it mentally and just even figuring out what the meaning behind it is. And that's the beautiful part about life, I find. And I say that because sometimes we often find ourselves in tough situations, right, where we're dealing with a lot of pain, we're dealing with a lot of suffering, hardship, and the only real way to make it out of those situations, I find, is to actually just learn an adequate lesson, learn what it is. Everything I can tell you is happening in your life, and it has a purpose. The pain has a purpose. Generally speaking, your entire life is structured in a way where you are in complete control. Okay, and the thing about learning from experience is sometimes it can be a bit too late if you let your experience get the best of you. You really do have to adopt that mindset of like, you're doing this now, right? You're doing what you have to do for the time being to survive, to put yourself in an adequate position. And honestly, that's enough. I say this because we live in a generation where everything is about instant results, right? You go to the gym, people want instant results. You go to a factory, or should I say a job, people want instant results. Like things take time, and you could just learn that from the general pattern of how life revolves around people, or even scenarios, situations, right? You really do learn how to just kind of place yourself into a realistic standpoint. And the only reason I can ever tell somebody to learn is when I genuinely feel like that person has something going on, to the point where they are affected by it. I've learned so much when it comes to being a little bit more adequate, certainly more adaptable to tough conditions, to bad environments. And the only real way you can move is by just understanding that, the pain that it causes, I can tell you, it only gets better with time if you allow yourself to truly just acknowledge the truth. It really doesn't hurt to just be real with yourself. It's like, okay, someone let you down. That's just life. We get let down all the time. I'm sure we expect sunny days, and we end up with storms, right? But you learn those storms are temporary. You learn that the only real thing in life that matters is the fact that you're still breathing. And you gotta appreciate life. I feel like people don't appreciate life enough, and that's the real problem in the society that we live in. Because once you actually understand how you are still able to achieve those things that you thought were out of your reach, you understand how much you've been kind of leaning off of other people's opinions, right? And that's the worst. That's the worst, those people who live their lives because they don't want to disappoint their friends. And you know what? Sometimes I gotta be real. Like in life, we want to make our families happy, right? That's just who we are. We always want to be special in the family. But you gotta understand, one day you're gonna grow up and have your own family, right? There's a big vision, and you are absolutely, as much as you respect your parents, you are realistic about the fact that you're living your life. The last thing you ever want is to be grown, to have your job, your home, and still not be happy. Because I'm telling you right now, all of those things will take away from your life if you don't allow the best to manifest, right? Your home is it's important to have a home, absolutely. But my point is, you don't have to buy the biggest house to try and look good to your neighbor or try and look good to your friends. In life, we're all trying to figure it out, and it doesn't start with materialistic possessions. That's one way I can tell you a lot of people fall short, by thinking that is the main method to solving life's problems. So ultimately, if you really learn how to just move past, above and beyond every situation, you kind of learn eventually in life that you are in control, right? You don't have to live in that big house, right? You don't even have to live with your parents if that's what's happening. I mean, if you're an adult, that's what I'm saying, because I understand a lot of adults don't live with their parents due to finances, right? And it's tough financially out there. I'm not gonna dispute that, but everything in life requires work. Okay, there's no such thing as anybody who gets anything meaningful from their life without putting in the work. Okay, and that's the main misconception. Even those social media people you see who do it for a living, they gotta put in work. Social media isn't just posting content, right? There's more to it. It's a very diverse field, and that's what a lot of people underestimate. It's not just content, like you open a camera, you say something. No, there's plan, there's structure, there's art, there's music. Like there's just so much. You really have to be in tune with what it is that you truly want to do. That's the only way you can learn, right? And you don't have to live your life feeling this way all the time. I can guarantee you that the best things in life will always come when you come to terms and you accept the fact that you don't have it figured, and you don't need to have it figured. You don't need to have everything on the plate. Like, can you believe we've been parented by a generation that realistically the only reason they're even considering you, or considering the fact that you figure your life out, is because you are more or less a bragging tool. I'm gonna let you in on something, right? Nobody in life wants to see you do better than them. People, whenever you're in contact with somebody, I guarantee you, they're always looking to get something out of the situation. I'm not saying they're looking to get something bad. Some people are looking for friendship. Some people are looking for communication. But just understand that in life, people are looking. They're always looking. Nobody has it figured out. Even the people who tell you to have it figured out, the only reason they tell you to have it figured out is because they're trying to learn something from you. They see something in you. Perhaps you don't see it in yourself, right? Because think about it. Why would somebody else's life, they're not breathing your breath. They're not living in your shoes. Why would that concern them? It should never. So once you really understand that in life, I think you can just be a little more content, all right? And like I said, family, listen, I am beyond an advocate that, listen, the family you come from is important, but also the family you make is just as important, all right? If you know what I mean. Like, family is a broad term, right? And everything has its season, you know? I do feel like at the end of the day, we are all kind of just trying our best to make it in this world, right? Even the people who cause you pain, that pain has a source. That pain has a deep inherent source. So that's the only thing I can tell you when it comes to just having familiarity and developing a journey, and certainly a concept. So or even like a general idea as to what life should kind of feel like. I can't speak on behalf of everyone, and again, don't consider me your compass. I'm merely just trying to help you gain a sense or an idea that you don't have to be so upset, right, around anything that goes wrong. Things go wrong all the time. Listen, trust me, let me tell you something. The richest companies in the world, Even Facebook, any rich company you know in the world, even they, something goes wrong in their office, something goes wrong with them as far as a lawsuit may be concerned, right? It's not their fault, and obviously it's not planned, it's not malicious, it's just like life. Nobody's perfect, right? We all have shortcomings. We are all very short, and it's one thing we gotta be real with ourselves about.